Good morning. Today is November 15th, 2019. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I'd like to call this meeting of the Logan County Commissioners to order. Please rise for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
There's no go, folks. All right. Thank you all for attending. We'll move on to item 3. Any citizen desiring to be heard, and in order, if you would state your name for the clerk to record, and let us begin.
I'm Edward O'Brien, and I live out in Pennsylvania, west of town. And I want to
Excuse me, sir. You can get back in the gallery there. What would you like to talk about?
I'm trying to get to it.
Okay.
Take me about 2 minutes.
Okay.
If I can leave you each a copy of this, I'm requesting speed limit signs and stop signs on Pennsylvania south of Highway 33. I'm a resident of Logan County and I live on that street. And traffic has picked up tremendously, as you all know, from the activity west. And then Penn is a shortcut from Oklahoma City to Edmond. And so people get rolling. It's blacktop. There are no signs, stop signs or anything until you get to Seward, 5 miles south. So people get in the mentality that they can drive 50, 60, 70 miles an hour. And so we need speed limit signs and we need 2 stop signs on Pennsylvania at White House Road. I have grandchildren that come out and stay with me, and I can't let them out there on their bicycles or anything in fear of what. I walk that road a lot, and it's dangerous. So that's it. I don't expect to have an answer today. I knew to just submit this and try to get an answer from you at a later date.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Anyone else?
Jason Andriani. I'm in 1st District. I was wondering, what is the process to get street lights added? I called OG&E. They said you have to go through your county. And I called a couple folks, and then no one really knew the process on how to do it. And so I didn't know if this is the right.
All right, well, I
avenue.
can help you. The county doesn't pay for free lights at
Okay,
all.
gotcha that. I'm not asking who pays for it. The OG&E says that the county has to initiate the.
I've got 2 OG&E streetlights at my home
Yeah.
that I pay for
Okay.
on my electric bill. $5 a month is what they charge me.
So we have some that are already in our street, in our neighborhood, and the county, the OG&E said they want to go in and update them with that new LED ones. Is that something our neighborhood has to do with it? Because when I called them, they said that you have to go through your county for it. So if that's not the case, then I'll push back on OG&E and get that taken care of.
I don't believe it's a county.
Okay.
There's nothing county can do for you other than call OG&E and say, please work with these people.
I'll just let them know that the county says it's not their responsibility.
To my
So
knowledge, we don't pay for anywhere.
yeah, well, I'm not asking who's paying for it. What the process is to at least get OG&E to do it.
Sir, can I get your last name?
Yes, ma'am. Andriani, Andreoni.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good luck. If you need help, let us know. Maybe we can help.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Any other citizens desiring to be heard? Hearing none, we'll move on to item 4. Motion. Yes, sir.
Going back to the speed limit signs on North Pennsylvania, South Pennsylvania, thank you. I live at 105 South Pennsylvania Avenue. We've got trucks, cars going, I'm telling you, 70 miles an hour plus. I lost a dog a few years ago, and I watched it. I was on the telephone in my kitchen, looking out my kitchen window, and this truck just sped, and it didn't even try to slow down, and it killed my dog. And I have horses, I have dogs. They don't usually get in the road, but that's just crazy how they drive on that road. You know, I'll run out there when I can and wave them down. They just keep going. I mean, it's dangerous. Plus, we have a church right down the road. And you know, when the church gets out and the kids are out and everything, and maybe they might go on the road, I mean, it's very dangerous. And I've lived there probably about 10 years on South Pennsylvania. And it's gotten worse and worse and worse. So I would ask you all to take that into consideration. Speed limit signs might help, but if you're going to have idiots that want to speed, they're going to still speed. But we need to have, you know, hopefully some sheriff's deputies, if they're, you know, not too busy, to patrol that area too and give out tickets, because it's not good for that community. It's dangerous.
Yeah, well, if I can, all speed limits on county roads is 45 mile an hour, unless posted otherwise. So they could write tickets on it now. Anyone going over 45, if it's not posted 35 or 55, the speed limit's 45 mile an hour.
Well, we think that if we put speed limit signs up there, that would make people
Sure.
slow down and say, whoa, wait a minute, I'm going 60, 65 mile an hour.
Yeah, I understand that.
That's all I have to say.
Can I get your name?
Gregory Rupert, Rupert.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Okay.
All right. We'll move on to item 4 then. I will entertain a motion to enter public hearing for the final performance report on FY18 CDBG number 17258, asphalt overlay of County Streets District 2. Okay.
I'll make a motion, we go into the public hearing. I'll second.
Okay. Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, we are in the public hearing. It's now open. Any,
I'll
Really?
present some
Please.
information to the public. The county received $116,500 of CDBG grant funds, federal funds, to complete an asphalt overlay project in the Green Oaks Ranchette subdivision in Logan County. At this point, the project is completed. It served an area of about 294 persons. They did meet the low moderate income requirements of more than 51%, and the county is contributing matching funds in the amount of $127,500. With that, we did some milling and asphalt overlay for existing streets in the county. So since we're in public hearing, we'll just pause to see if you all have questions or if anybody from the public has questions.
That was Green Oaks.
Yes, sir.
I have no questions.
With that, we can conclude the public hearing.
So I will entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll move that we close.
Second. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Public
Aye.
meeting is hereby closed. Move on to item 6, consideration and possible action to approve a closeout resolution approving and accepting Community Development Block Grant number 17258 CDBG 18 asphalt overlay of county streets in District 2 project as complete, and authorize the chairman to sign grant closeout related documents.
This is your formal statement that you do want to accept the project and close out the project. With your approval, you're authorizing Margaret to sign these closeout documents.
I'll make the motion to accept.
I'll second. Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Millie.
If I can pause just a half a second before you move on to that next item. I had given Troy some recent information about my company, my business. I'm selling it, and with the intention of retiring in a couple of years. Selling to an engineering firm, Cardinal Engineering, and we'll still be able to help your water and sewer districts with projects, even if they use a different engineer. However, the road projects, I will no longer be able to do that for you.
So if you're asking for a motion for that, we're not asking for it.
Well, I appreciate all the things you've done for us.
Absolutely,
It's
man.
a lot of projects.
It's really been a great help to the county.
Yep, Bryn Oaks appreciates it.
I'll email these once I get them signed or stamped and numbered.
I'm sorry.
I said I'll email them once I
Yeah.
have them stamped and numbered.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's Mike's completion certificate.
You can fill that out for me.
I get a copy of this from Mr. Troy. Thank you guys, appreciate it.
you.
Good luck, Millie.
Any road projects, call this young man right here.
She said, yeah, man. All right, we'll move on to item 7. Consideration and possible action to approve minutes of October 31st, 2019 and November 4th.
Motion to accept.
I'll second Mike's motion.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Item 8, consideration and possible action to approve final plat of Rustic Creek in the northwest quarter section of range 15 north to west.
Morning, Dylan. Morning.
How are you all?
Good.
Great.
You got the plats?
Yes.
So John, you stop down there.
Got 2 sets of the Mylars here. We put in the requirements that the streets are private, within the plat notes.
How many lots you got?
60.
60.
Approved by DEQ. No water, they're well, and septic and lateral fields, depending on the size of the lots.
I'll give you a copy.
Where's this again?
Forest Hills and Pine, back to the east.
Oh, they're on the south side?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Let's see, you
Oh,
ain't
if I'm not
working
what you're-
sign.
Your certificate, county, Katie, their certificate, did you get their acknowledgement on? County commissioners, but I don't, you're right, I don't see any accepted. Certificate of county clerk.
I don't see.
Commission. Right there.
County
Chairman.
Just chairman, no?
Okay.
Normally it's 30.
You need to adjust it?
No, I'm good with one myself.
I'm not so sure
I said myself. I'm good with
Well, if we need to change zone, we can.
As long as I have an action, the chairman authorized to sign based on that action. In the future, if you would adjust so all 3 could sign, add those signature
Yes,
lines.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'll make that very motion that we approve and authorize the chairman to sign.
Would you like to see it?
I would kinda like to see.
No worries.
Well, I'm at the addition.
Who's count, who's
It's under-
district?
I mean the county commissioner.
Okay, great.
And I've already talked to your, the lady, Katie, is that
Are you
you?
Mike?
Did I talk to you
Are
on
you
the
Mike
phone?
Pearson?
Yes.
Okay, nice to finally.
Okay, nice to
put a
put a face
face
to it, yeah, you bet, good job.
Thank you.
Looks like, and so it's just gonna be, a circle drive. Cool.
Yep.
Looks like a guitar. You should have picked music names for the
That's a
street.
pretty smart observation. I
So
didn't see that.
what's the name of it? Rustic?
Rusty Creek.
And then, it's all, pastoral drive. Okay.
ACOG's already approved all the street names and such.
Where's that location?
Forest Hills and Pine to the east and south.
Yeah.
Half mile. Yeah, half mile. I think it's in the east half of the.
Exactly.
That's pretty.
It's a good thing.
Which one, gentleman, Jim?
What's that?
Which one, gentleman, Jim?
sir?
He asked who's the chairman.
Oh, that would be me, sir. I'm over here.
So I already made the motion authorizing.
Oh, I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second authorizing the acceptance of the plat or acknowledgement. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes unanimously.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good luck.
Mhm. We've been up here for a while.
Have you? Awesome.
Slide it back.
I'm the
Switch
developer
this
of
one out
Cascada.
with that one.
You're with who now?
This one's Farmhouse Partners. My name's Martin Eicher.
Got to meet you, Mark. Thanks, Mark.
No, you've got that commercial down on the south side of Waterloo too.
That's a cool pin. I
And the
wanted
north
to
side.
steal it.
Oh, really?
High
We're on
water.
the north side.
High water. It's been mine for years.
Oh, okay.
And they're going.
Any further discussion on item
Put
8?
over now.
I do not. Let's see what we got.
Here, I may have some in here. And you know, you have to take it right now and go record it.
Yes, ma'am, we do.
I'm a little short-handed in there today, so you might have to be a little patient.
Aficionados, that really done.
I bet you can line up here with him, show it. Which that'd be a good thing.
Okay, any other discussion on the plat? Hearing none. All right, we're gonna move on to item 9, which will take a little bit of time here, I believe. Consideration and possible action to accept petition of Sooner Volunteer Fire Department seeking to organize as a county fire department pursuant to provisions section D of Title 19, section 351. If I may first, David. And I'm going to start. Section D of this title, a corporate fire department organized pursuant to the provisions of section 592 of Title 18 of the Oklahoma statutes. County fire departments organized pursuant to the provisions of section A may petition the Board of County Commissioners of the county in which the fire department provides protection to convert a county fire department organized pursuant to that provision of this section. And that's what we're asking for here. We have in Logan County, we have 14 fire departments and districts in Logan County, across the county. I've got that. Sooner Fire Department is currently organized under Title 18, and they're requesting to be organized under Title 19. We have 2 fire departments that participate in Title 19 as a Title 19 fire department, which they're deemed a political subdivision of the state, and they're formed by voters as defined under Title 19 if they are going to be using property taxes to help offset the cost of the associated emergency service for the county. But that allows them to do that. And the other thing is it also allows our volunteer firefighters to participate in the state retirement program. And that's probably one of the most important things in my mind, is to take care of those volunteers that risk their life for us on a volunteer basis. I mean, it's a little bit in how the county can give back, I believe. So with that explanation, David, please proceed.
Right, and that was pretty much the explanation I was getting ready to give, is that we were formed in '96 as a Title 18. We were seeking to reform as a Title 19 so that we can enroll in the state firefighters pension program. This has been requested by our firefighters themselves. We are trying to compete with other area departments. A lot of them are hybrid city departments as well, and they can participate. And we're one of only a couple of Title 18s in the county that don't participate. And so we're doing this as a recruitment tool. And so that's why we're seeking this change. No change in property tax is being sought, no change anything else. The other practical impact of a Title 19 versus a Title 18 is, as a Title 18, we are governed by our corporate board that we elect from amongst the members of the fire department. We do charge for memberships. We have about 160 members in our district at about 450 homes. Under Title 19, you, the county commissioners, would appoint the board members to oversee our fire department. So we have a recommendation of members to be on the board. Those are current board members. I can go in detail on any of their bios if you're interested, but I don't think it's necessary at this time unless you just want me to. And then, yeah, so that's what we're seeking. That's why we're seeking this change, is the pension.
So David, I think we probably need to kind of take this in incremental
Right.
steps, right? So the first thing we need to do is the board needs to consider whether or not to do this or not before we
Right.
start talking about appointing people and doing things like that. So I think those are two different processes.
I would agree with you that they
Yeah.
are two different processes. I was just explaining that
Right.
the differences between 18 and 19, in addition to the property tax possibility,
Right.
which we're not seeking, we would also give you the burden of appointing our board
Right.
as well.
We-
So that-
Yeah,
yeah.
we appreciate that. All right, thank you very much. So discussion.
Yeah, I think Meridian Fire Department, Volunteer Fire Department also is a Title 19 for specifically those purposes. I mean, they don't have an ad valorem or anything like that. They just
Right.
do it for that. And then Woodcrest Fire Department has both Title 18 and 19, but then they serve two different areas, one that does have an ad valorem and one that does not. So they're able to participate. But regardless, I think that this board has that ability, but yes, we
Right.
probably need to check that out.
And you see, you know, like Coyle and
Sure.
Cashin and Orlando, the ones that are affiliated with the city, you know, even though they're volunteer departments, they're able to participate because they're under the governance of their cities. So it's really many of the departments that we're competing against to recruit volunteers. And this is just something that we want to do, that our firefighters requested, so that we can have parity with other departments and offerings to volunteers.
Wonderful deal.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I second.
Let me, can I
Oh,
interject
yeah.
here?
So I was gonna ask for further discussion then. Yes. I have a motion and a second, further discussion. Please proceed.
For this item, you're not approving, you're accepting a petition. This is the formal petition. This has been ran through Lowell. He's working up all the paperwork. So for this item is just to accept the petition, which will then lead to the next item of action that the board has to take.
And this is not a quick process.
Well, we got a couple things
Right.
on the list here.
Right.
So I have a motion and a second, item 19. Any further discussion? Or item 9, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Now on to item 10. Consideration and possible action to call for a public hearing on December 13th, 2019 to hear any protest against organizing of Sooner Volunteer Fire Department as a county fire department pursuant to provisions of subsection D of Title 19, Section 351.
I have a motion to approve that as well.
And there's the order.
Can I interject something on that as well? Obviously that we agree with this and the procedure, but just so you're aware, we did mail all 162 addresses of current members and recently expired members to make them aware of this process. We mailed them and did a direct mail in October and received no objection. We'll do that again to make the announcement for the December 13th meeting as well.
I saw that.
Okay, so what we have here is a call for a public hearing on December 13th to hear any protest against the organization of the Sooner Fire Department as a county fire department pursuant to provisions of subsection D of Title 19, 351.
I already made a
Oh,
motion.
made a motion, second, whatever.
Yeah, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
I do
Motion
have,
passes
what's the
unanimously.
membership do for the people?
It's $75 a year.
What's it do for the people?
Oh, what to do? So it's free fire response. We do medical first response, any ambulances through Guthrie. But the $75, if there's a fire, there is no charge. If they're not a member and there is a fire, then we bill based on the number of trucks and the number of hours they respond. It starts at 300 for a grass fire for one truck, and then it goes up from there. Like a typical house fire, structure fire would probably cost a homeowner $1,000 to $1,500 in fire trucks.
My only issue, is that not the same homeowner that pays taxes that support your fire department? And you send them a bill for doing that?
They're paying sales taxes for that. There are no property taxes in a Title 18 district.
True, but they're paying sales tax that
That's
they
correct.
receive monthly. I mean, I just find that kind of odd that you charge them for,
So does the city of Guthrie.
well,
So
I don't
does
care
other-
who's doing it, I just don't, personally, I don't think it's right. I mean, that's no different from me coming out and grading your road and sending you an invoice for it. Same thing.
Well, you do that, actually.
No, I don't send you an
No, I
invoice
mean,
for grading your
no,
road, but I can.
Well, I mean,
All in
if you, you do, well, okay. You know, I think that, assuming the Title 19 is approved, the board can certainly waive that $75. It is, in our annual budget, we get about $100,000 a year, and of that, about $8,000 of that is the memberships. So it's not a significant portion of our revenue, but what it has done in the past is it has paid for things that don't go through the county purchase order system. So, for example, at our annual banquet, we bought the dinner with that money. We buy training classes for our firefighters with that money because our septic tank was pumped out with that money versus going through a county PO system where some vendors won't take POs. So it's a source of funds for us, but
Well, I understand that.
it's under your control. If we move to Title 19, you want to waive it, that's your.
No, absolutely, it's not under our control. We appoint the board members and they make the decisions, so we
Yeah.
don't have anything to do with running your fire department.
Yeah.
So.
But
Okay.
you have the ability or the option to spend that $8,000 on anything you want to.
Right.
There's no,
Right, and so we do spend it on, maintenance and items for the department, but we don't spend it on, we don't spend on frivolous things, but it goes back into the firefighter development and the station operations.
is there any
I'm not-
accountability for that funds?
We
Where it goes?
produce a check register and a report of those funds, and we present it to all members that come to our annual meeting. And our books are always open to inspection. And we also present them at our monthly meetings, which are open and public and held. We follow the rules of the Open Meetings Act.
If I may, following the rules of the Open Meeting Act.
Yes, sir.
I'd appreciate it if we didn't have a lot of conversation here, because this meeting is actually for the Board of Commissioners to discuss and make decisions on what we're doing.
I just curious.
But we do appreciate the information.
You got
and
EMTs.
Thanks for the input.
Yeah,
All right.
first responders, so that's a good thing.
I'd like to move on to item 11, please. Receive scores of the interviews for potential county bridge engineers and consideration and possible action to select a bridge engineer. Bridge engineering company, I guess.
So each of you appointed a representative to hold the interviews that were done on 11/7. The score sheets were returned back to me that day. They interviewed CEC Engineering, Lochner Engineering, and Guy Engineering. The score sheets came in I don't know, do you want each one individually?
I just
How do you want to
I
know?
want to know who scored the highest, is all I want.
Across the board, all three interviews, no, that's not true. CEC took 2 top, Lochner had 1 top. Guy wasn't in the running as far as that goes. So when you look at them, you have CEC 2 scored higher, and then 1 in Lochner. Here's the sheets.
So along those lines, as we're looking at this, the challenge I have with this whole process is it's not an objective process. it's, those score sheets are very subjective. I mean, you can put anything on there you want to put on there, right? And float the numbers to the direction you want them to go. I have had some issues over the last couple of years with our current bridge engineering group. And I would just like to give somebody else an opportunity to do that. I don't think it's good for the county to continue to use the same vendor year over year over year, because we get complacent and just accept what we're given sometimes. Anyway, my vote would be for Lochner. They haven't done anything for us yet. I'd like to give them the opportunity.
Well, it looks like your guy scored Lochner to the highest. I appointed my first deputy, Louis Davis. He scored CEC, or CEC, the highest.
Yeah.
It looks like Mike.
Mark,
Yeah.
yeah, we came out with CEC.
I wouldn't-
CEC certainly done us well.
I didn't sit in on the interview, so I kind of got to go off what my first deputy thought. So
Yeah.
I'm going to lean towards CEC.
I as well.
Okay, we have a motion. Is that a
Have a
motion and second? All right. Have a motion and second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
I
Yes,
do
sir.
have, I don't like the process myself. I mean, ODOT gives
Oh, yeah.
you a select of my people that you're gonna use. I don't think it's right.
Right,
You can't even ask them what they're gonna charge you.
right,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing.
Yeah, it is garbage.
I don't like the process either,
So,
but I
That's
put a
the game,
representative
isn't it?
on the board, and that's my motion in it, so.
yeah, absolutely. I understand. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. We have 2 for, 1 against. Motion passes. All right, item 12.
Wait,
Yes, ma'am.
I need that signed. There's a resolution on it.
Anytime you hire someone, you ought to be able to ask them what they charge.
Well, anytime you hire somebody, you ought to be able to expect they're gonna work for you.
I've had pretty good luck.
I have not. All right, moving on to item 12, consideration of possible action to approve resolution accepting $2,000 donation from Daryl and Gaby Riggs to District 2 for gravel to be placed on Simmons Road, east of Westminster Road.
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Item 13, consideration of possible action to approve resolution establishing 2020 county holidays.
Same ones. I didn't try to slide some extras in.
No extra holidays?
I'm opposed.
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Item 14, consideration and possible action to approve 2020 schedule of meetings of the Board of County Commissioners.
Make the motion to accept.
I'll second Mike's motion.
Have a motion and a second on item 14. Any further discussion?
Oh, humbug.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Item 15, consideration and possible action to approve amendment to food service agreement with Tiger Correctional Services for the period of 29 December 2019 through June 30, 2020 for inmate meals at the rate of $1.41 per meal for 10 to 149 inmates and $1.23 per meal for 150 to 500 inmates.
This is just an adjustment in what we pay for our meals.
Did it go down?
I want to say we lowered the bottom number a little bit because our inmate numbers are down. So we're seeing a decrease in our population. So we're trying to stay under a certain amount if we can on meal prices.
I'll move that we approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Item 16, consideration of possible action to approve detention transportation claim for September 2019 in the amount of $385.98.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second. Any further discussion? We have a motion and a second. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Item 17, consideration of possible action to approve request of temporary transfer of $500,000 from Highway Fund ledger to the General Ledger Fund.
I'm opposed to it.
That's why we kept it floating.
This is just to avoid the non-payables while we're waiting to start collecting taxes. It doesn't affect any spending. It's all a paperwork ledger thing. We do this annually.
David, don't forget this.
I won't.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Did you make a motion on that one?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Chairman, we have no items for 18 and 19.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 20, consideration of possible action on approving the following permanent road crossing permits for Coxcom LLC. It's a little over a half-inch coax line that parallels Charter Oak and Davis Road. I'll make the motion we approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Item 21, consideration of possible action on consent agenda. This is where it gets real fun. All we just sign papers, you know.
You're supposed to be two.
Payroll.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and keep a neat sack over here for you this time. Trying to do better.
I appreciate that.
I don't know about the payroll thing.
Yeah, well,
You always approve anyway, so.
you know how that is.
Just on part of it, my guys.
Those are probably because you only signed the top two.
Sign top two.
So I don't have to sign this one at all?
No, they usually have flags on them, so I didn't get those ahead, so.
I can always come back and re-sign if I need to.
How
You
easily.
sign 2 copies and then I stamp 2 copies.
Sign your initial here. That's our whatever
So how do I know which one I'm supposed to sign?
Just the
Just the
top
top
two.
two.
And by the time it gets to me, if it's got a couple of signatures on the block already, I sign there. If it doesn't have any, I don't.
There you go.
I did it. I was just trying to pick up on the.
There's the method.
On the method.
All the signatures, I mean, that was the same thing.
The officer, the elected officer is signing out because they're gone to cleat and unable to sign until they get back.
PDR time for Paul.
It's a payout.
Did he quit?
No, sir. He's too high on the books. I'm trying to get it paid down. And I was also asked if some could be drawn out.
Well, I'm a big fan of not letting it accumulate. It's a liability to the county.
It is. And federal law only allows you to have so much on the books anyway.
So Karen's back on the job. Let's see, I don't see a part-time employee on there.
I think he might be on a light duty. He's still working through
Is he injured on the job?
was not on the job. This one.
This time.
There are no transfers. So there's blankets.
How much would you charge for a moderator?
I wasn't trying to beat them up, I mean, I was just.
That was actually a very legitimate question, I thought.
Well, I was gonna wait and talk to you after the meeting about that a little bit more.
Absolutely. I would like that.
In that regard, I'll support whatever best, in the best interest of the people.
Feel what sweat rolling off my brow. Amazing how many ink pens I go through.
Since you have 3 meetings a month, is one meeting more paper heavy than others, or?
No, normally, maybe the last day of the month is probably a little more. Normally the first day, or first meeting of the month is pretty light, you know, really just to get stuff kicked off. And this is just to authorize them to buy something. They put a blanket PO on, and then the next thing is when they go over that blanket PO, we'll be signing in there, remember?
Blanket POs allow multiple purchases rather than a single purchase.
Heavy vendors, like a tire shop will put on a blanket PO for $1,000 and, you know, that'll get you 4 tires done, by the way.
Or one tire for a tire.
So does the county clerk always have to do all this work for you guys just to sign stuff and organize? It just happens every time?
Who's the county clerk? What was the question?
Officer reports.
I think that was confirmed that, yes, yes. Just chained to the typewriter over there. Well, we don't use typewriters anymore, do we?
We actually have occasions that I still have 4, I think, in operation.
Is there a reason why a lot of this stuff isn't digital?
Yes. We just gotta follow the rules that they provide us.
Is that the rules of the county, or is it a higher government?
Legislator.
Gotcha.
We don't make up the rules, we just follow the ones that the state makes up for us. We have to follow the ones the state makes up for us, right? That's kind of the way it works. They don't have to follow those rules, but we do.
And if they don't make a statute for us to do something, then we can't do it. Everything's by statute.
That fabled paperless world doesn't exist.
Oh, I hear you. Sounds good, though. Brief thought,
It
right?
sounds, we've actually come a long way in that area, but
Not published in the newspaper. Digital would have been a lot better, but still have to do that. I think that's why newspapers are still in existence. Because the counties have to buy by Space Center every,
Yeah, that public
what,
hearing.
at least once a month.
December 13th has to be advertised in the paper, which no one will read, even though we mailed everybody in our district. That's just the rules for public hearing.
Things change, but not statute.
Set it on consent agenda items.
Yeah, those officer reports are to get for consent.
I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda items.
I'll second that motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Give me a minute to get through what you guys have already looked at, if you don't mind. What happened here?
I think it
It
came
come apart.
apart.
Just throw it over, she'll figure it out. That's what Chris said.
Well, she's good at that. A lot of experience working with us, right? I'm trying to be nice to
It's Friday after all,
you. Yes, ma'am.
payday.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Item 22, consideration of possible action on approving claims for payment for November 2019.
Friday. You guys don't work weekends anymore?
We don't work at all. Just look at Facebook.
Look at all this we do.
Mike, didn't you say you wanted that back in your district?
Oh, they've had a turnover, I think, of personnel.
Well, it's showing up.
I'm telling you.
Showing up.
There's one leg. There's DA, you would think he'd know better. Assessor, $3 over.
Over's over.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Oh, you're not gonna call ourselves out, general government?
There you go.
Okay.
So we were generally out of compliance?
$1.02 over. There you go. I'm mortified.
You wasn't gonna call this guy out?
Yeah, there you go. Here, you can call that guy out.
This one's mine right here, I'm out of compliance.
How dare you? How far are you out of compliance, sir?
It don't matter if it's a penny, it's out of compliance.
It's an incident.
Out's out,
You'll do better. You'll do better next time.
ends
Doesn't
in.
matter if it's 2 cents or not.
You'll do better
I'm
next
telling
time.
you, see who is. We're the least of them.
Okay, I think that is all the claims.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on approving the claims. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Item 23, consideration of possible action on approving purchase card payments for November 2019.
Oh,
Now, here's what's crazy. What we're approving there was just approved in the previous of claims.
Yeah,
But
it
we've
is
got to
fine.
single these out separate because they were done with a P card.
A credit card.
In office or out of office?
They gotta be in.
Oh. Well, don't.
If it's out of office, it has to be under the direct supervision of the county clerk.
It's ridiculous.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the P-card claims. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. All right, item 24, back around to the top. Any citizen desiring to be heard, we close out the meeting. Yes, sir.
Just wanted to back up and
Please state your name for the record, please.
my name is Bobby Kennish. I'm with CEC Engineering and Utility Relocation Services.
Thank you, sir.
Wanted to back up and sort of, I don't know if this could help clear some of the air on your bridge inspection selection process. During that process, the participants that are selected to be in the interviews to be selected as your, inspector. At the time of the interviews, the individuals that are selected for that interview, they have no clue what those fees are. Those fees are determined by ODOT at a later date. So at the time of the interview, we, as a participant in the interview, we don't even know. And then once, I think somewhere in January, then those participants or the selected person that you selected will be notified of what that fee rate is.
So in other words, it doesn't matter who we select.
As far as your fee rate goes, because that is determined by ODOT.
It's gonna cost us that.
More or less, yes, because it is determined by ODOT, not by whichever firm you're looking at. It's determined by ODOT.
And I know, Bobby, they always come back and say, well, it don't matter because you're not paying it, ODOT's paying it. But where does ODOT get that money? They get it from our taxpayers.
Correct.
That's what Bobby.
And I'm
Don't matter
sort of
what
with
product
you. I
comes out of
mean,
it.
if
Governments don't have money, they don't take from the taxpayers, the people already.
right, but what I'm getting at is I'm sort of agreeing with you. Is I don't know what it is.
I understand.
And so if the question were to be put on the questionnaire during the interview, we wouldn't be able to even know what to tell you because it's something we don't even know.
Well, if I was interviewing people to roof my house,
Mhm.
first question I would ask them, what's it gonna cost? I mean, to me, it's
Right,
just-
right.
it's
I
bad.
am 100% with you. It's just that, yeah, so when that is deal, it is something that, yes, I think maybe that it's a question that should be laid upon the ODOT people. Why can't we know what these rates are before we go into it?
Their answer has been because we said so. Thank you very much.
I'm in the same
Anything
boat
else,
with
sir?
you.
All right.
Play the game's played.
All right, any other citizen desiring to be heard? Hearing none. Move on to item 25, comments, announcements, questions by the Board of Commissioners. Mike?
Oh, I've just been thinking about those speed limits. You know, people do not see that 45-mile-an-hour speed limit when they come into the county unless they come in on a state highway. It's not on the interstate highway. So a lot of people, I believe anyhow, just speed because, hey, there is no speed limit. We can do whatever speed that we wish. On the other side of the coin, there are those who just want to push the limit. They don't give a flying flip what the speed limit is. They're going to exceed it, and we just do not have enough law enforcement out here to be able to catch them all. So I'm thinking that I may start putting 45 on all county roads at the entry of all of my major roads, just to keep people informed. Yes, it's there, and to give the law enforcement a little bit more in the way of ability to catch these people and give them a ticket and make it stick. So, it's my thought on it. I don't have anything else though.
One thing I got, what about the flagpole? I know it's been damaged.
I do need to
Are
ask
we
about
getting it
that.
replaced?
Well, it's in process.
Okay. What was the final bill on
Haven't got it yet.
that? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Pick a vendor first.
Now.
The type of pole that we're gonna install is gonna run anywhere from $5,000 to $8,000.
Hey, that's what I was thinking.
And we noticed something, or I did, that I need to visit with the sheriff about is, there's a junction box with the new camera attached that maybe we could pull
Does
some
light
power
bulb?
from,
Oh,
for a
okay.
light.
Yeah.
A light off the building instead of from the ground up.
Oh, that'd be nice.
So it's a process, this,
I understand. It is a process.
I'm good.
What else?
Yeah,
Anything else?
that's it.
All right. Let's see, I did want to mention the price of the flagpole possibly. It was in that, kind of keep from sticker shock from hitting the board here. What else am I forgetting, Troy? Thank you. Didn't mean to put you on the spot either. You and I talked about, I forgot what it was. It's not that
Mass
big.
notification.
Ah, yes. Thank you. We've implemented, or trying to implement, through Civics Plus, through the sheriff's office, this mass notification of emergency system. So anytime, like the National Weather Service issues a tornado on the ground, you know, clear out, get out of the path, that kind of thing, that we're able to use that system to target a footprint where that's at. So that would automatically push a digital warning out to everybody with a smartphone or a smart device, those clocks and digital systems that are there to go off when that happens. That is far superior in my mind to having the sirens that you maybe can't hear or can't hear. Normally you can hear them when there's no storm. But if there's thunder and lightning going on, you're not hearing no sirens, you know, unless the siren is right outside your window, and then you're lucky enough to maybe get woke up on that. But we're going digital. We overlooked a $2,200, $2,400, $2,500 license fee to be able to auto push that out, right? So basically it allows those emergency notifications to be pushed directly out to the county without us intervening. Right now, we do have the license for that, and we're working through how to put that in to push notifications out, or for them to pull notifications from us, and us to be able to push our own. For example, if we had a fire or something like that, we would be able to push notification downwind, down fire, all that stuff for people to do that. That's in the system we have already. But what we didn't sign up for, and what I believe we need to sign up for, is the push notification from the federal and state emergencies, the auto push. Again, that's a $2,500 add-on. I think that is the tops off what we should do to do away with the manual wobbler warning sirens. I mean, we're moving away from that. We should be looking at upgrading and going into the digital age in the warning area. I just wanted to let the board know that there's a $2,500 increase for that, and we'll be bringing that. We can bring that back to the board, or since we already approved it, I didn't know we didn't do that. We approved the purchase, but for some reason we didn't get that little part of it. Damon, you got anything you want to add
about it? This is the first I heard of it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I think David and Jordan. Okay. So anyway, that's what I wanted to bring to the board's attention here. Not that we have any action to take on that at this time. Anything else, gentlemen?
Just to compound on that, I agree with you. The sirens are dinosaurs. They came from a period in the old ages when people didn't have cell phones. I did have a question. Is that going to be using the 911 PCOG in order to push that out, or is this a different kind of pushing?
No, it's what we're looking at is so out of the emergency management office, in combination with the county's dispatch system. We have to have dispatchers. We have to have somebody that's awake 24/7, right? For emergency, when emergencies come up, to push that stuff out, right? So
that'd be David, right?
Not necessarily. I don't think David is one to sign on for 24/7. So we are working with the county sheriff's office on working with us on that. So it will be a combination of the county emergency management office and the county sheriff's office of the dispatch system.
This sounds like the way to go.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. I will entertain item 26.
I'll move that we adjourn.
Second.
We are adjourned.